Hello everyone and welcome to the third and the last day of the fourth edition of the National Conference of Media and Journalism, being held at the Asia's largest dome, also called the World Peace Dome. Let's take a look at the glimpses of how this closing ceremony went.
On the third day of 4th National Conference on Media and Journalism, organized by MIT University Pune, renowned personalities from the field of media showed their graceful presence. The program started with ringing of the bell of democracy and lighting of the lamp. The dignitaries present on the dais, Dr. K. Girisan, were Sri Satya Prakash Nayak, Professor K. G. Suresh, Ms. Reema Parashar, and Professor Priyankar Upadhyay, along with Dr. R. M. Chitnis, Dr. Mukesh Sharma, Shri Dheeraj Singh. The dignitaries present were felicitated on this occasion. Dr. R. M. Chitnis, Vice Chancellor, MIT World Peace University, said in his welcome address,
At this point of time, we have a sense of satisfaction on hearing of thoughts of wisdom from all the experts till today. I'm sure that during last 3 days, we had very healthy discussions on varied topics such as 75 years of Indian media, OTT platforms, documenting past, present and future, challenges before vernacular media, new roles, new jobs, and finally, voice of peace in times of conflicts. In asking questions to 4 pillars of this particular democracy, and since media is one of the most important pillar today, all the students are brought from Kothurud campus to this. And hope you will do this not only for today, but rest of the life. You give promise to yourself that this country is like home to me, like my home, this entire country is mine. And I will be very, very responsible citizen of this India, and there will be direct major contribution of my life in bringing peace to this country. While objective of this conference was to provide platform to examine the role of media in Indian society as the voice of peace and the challenges therein, we are happy to note that the experts' talks and discussions in the last 3 days have definitely succeeded in revisiting the finding towards creating a more ethical and more peaceful media and peaceful country.
The welcome address was done by Dr. K. Girisan, Director, MIT School of Government, MIT World Peace University.
Media plays a vital role in generating, strengthening and sustaining the democratic culture, ethos, principles, values in taking the country forward, and also in bringing appropriate changes, and as a major element or major instrument of bringing social change and social transformation. It also contributes in raising the public consciousness of the citizens in many ways. And we all know media acts like a bridge between the government and the public. I am trying to look at the uniqueness of the National Conference that deliberated on 3 major concepts: dialogue, inclusivity and peace. And when you translate these words into Hindi, it's 3 S: Samvad, Samaveshita and Shanti. And we all know that dialogue, debate, discussions, deliberations and dissent, they are the vital elements of democracy. And for realizing progress and prosperity of any country, inclusive approach, inclusive growth, inclusive development and inclusive governance are very, very essential. Inclusivity shall be felt, shall be understood and shall be practiced and also translated through various initiatives, interventions, actions, maybe through the policies and programs and activities by the government as well as people outside the government. And when you look at the importance of inclusivity, everyone's voice shall be heard, everyone gets an equal opportunity and everyone takes ownership in the growth and development and progress of a country. From that perspective, inclusive approach, inclusive growth, inclusive development are very essential. And if we want to move from the largest democracy to the largest functional and deliberative democracy, where citizens play a very important role and citizen-centric governance is a reality, I think this conference would have added a lot of values, lot of ideas, lot of experiences, lot of sharings from that angle.
While interacting with the students, special guest of honor, UNESCO chairholder, Professor Priyankar Upadhyay shared,
peace, the media has been more or less abysmally misused, disused, and the consequences are not very difficult to see around. But my argument and our argument is that the media can be used and is being used as a megaphone for peace, human rights, democracy, and so many ways. Unfortunately, we also look for more sensational news. And I'll come to a famous conceptualization why this is so. But we need to remember peace, the media can play a negative role. It does play a positive role also. And very lately, in our kind of peace research we do, we are utilizing the new social media or new media, whatever prefer you call it, in analyzing conflict, in understanding the conflict dynamics, and also creating a public space for mediation and conflict transformation. So it's like a nuclear energy, it's a potent weapon, perhaps the single most important trajectory to bring about social transformation, positive or negative. But the lamentation here is, look at our newspapers and media, where is the focus? If I were to ask this very young and very vibrant audience, how many people of you know that the United Nations has passed a resolution confirming a right to peace? Raise your hands. Right to peace. Have you heard about this? No. Do you know that nuclear weapons have been declared illegal by the United Nations General Assembly? No. Because our newspapers and our media channels did not give any damn to it. For them, still, a dismal sensationalization or bad news attracts TRP. And I think all of us, including, and that kind of value system is getting lesser importance, lesser prioritization.
Professor K.G. Suresh, while addressing students,
media being held responsible for the growing conflict is that we used to be not just peacemakers, but we used to be peace brokers. Once upon a time, as was mentioned here. I still remember whenever any disturbance used to happen in the old walled city of Delhi, any communal disturbance, the first thing that we used to do was to call up the religious leaders of different communities and make them issue a statement calling for peace and restraint. Those were the golden days of journalism, when the first priority was not reporting on which communities are responsible, who is responsible. Instead of getting into that post-mortem, our first priority used to be to establish peace and normalcy. That is the journalism that we practiced. I think it is important for journalism. There is no need for anything special to do. We just need to follow the golden principles of journalism. We are not practicing ground reporting. I've been a hardcore field journalist, having reported in Kashmir, in Afghanistan, in Pakistan, in Nepal, in South Africa. And I can tell you that when you go to the ground, the realities are totally different from what you do sitting in your air-conditioned, newsrooms. So it's very important for journalism to go back to the ground, to go back to the principles of accuracy and objectivity, which will take care of many of the current problems. So we need to go back to our roots.
Ms. Reema Parashar interacted with the students and shared her intriguing experiences.
दूरदर्शन जब मैंने ज्वाइन किया तो मुझे कई लोगों ने डिस्करेज किया कि आजकल दूरदर्शन कौन देखेगा, आप आज तक जैसे चैनल को छोड़कर दूरदर्शन में जाना चाह रही हैं, टीआरपी कुछ ज़्यादा नहीं है, तो आप एक बार सोच लो अपने डिसीज़न को। तो मैंने कहा गिव इट अ ट्राई, एक बार देखते हैं। यहाँ पर जब मैं पहुँची तो मुझे लगा कि 24 साल में उसका पूरा अनुभव अलग अलग प्राइवेट चैनल्स का और दूरदर्शन का, अभी मुझे यहाँ 1.5 साल हुआ है, 1.5 साल का अनुभव एकदम डिफरेंट था। और इसको मैं आप लोगों को बताना चाहूँगी क्योंकि जो एक परसेप्शन मीडिया को लेकर बनता है, उसमें सरकारी और प्राइवेट के बीच का जो अंतर है उसको समझना बहुत ज़रूरी है। प्री गूगल का जो समय था वो चैलेंजिंग ज़्यादा था, और जिस वक्त हम लोग मीडिया में आए उस वक्त प्रिंट में भी बहुत गिने चुने लोग थे और टीवी में तो बहुत ही कम चैनल्स थे, पूरा 24/7 चैनल था ही नहीं। इसलिए नेताओं के साथ या फील्ड में रहना और खबर निकालना बहुत टफ भी था, क्योंकि आपको बहुत मशक्क़त करनी पड़ती थी। अब जब चैनल्स इतने सारे हो गए हैं, चैनल्स के बीच में कंपटीशन बहुत ज़्यादा है, मैं आपको सिर्फ ये सलाह दूंगी कि एंकर आप बने, बहुत अच्छी बात है। सभी लोग ग्लैमर में जाना चाहते हैं, टीवी पर आना चाहते हैं, और टीवी में आने के पीछे मंशा भी यही होती है कि हम दिखें सबसे ज़्यादा। लेकिन उसके बावजूद अगर आप रिपोर्टर नहीं बन पाएंगे, अच्छे फील्ड में जाकर नहीं समझ पाएंगे कि असली रिपोर्टिंग क्या है, खबर कैसे निकाली जाती है, सच्चाई क्या होती है और उसके लिए कितनी मेहनत करनी पड़ती है एक एक खबर को वेरीफाई करने के लिए, एक एक खबर पर जाने के लिए, तो आप अच्छे एंकर भी मुझे नहीं लगता कि बन पाएंगे। तो इसलिए आज जब आप बड़े बड़े जितने भी एंकर्स को देखते हैं, कुछ लोग किसी के फ़ैन होंगे यहाँ पर, कुछ स्टूडेंट्स किसी के फ़ैन होंगे, लेकिन उन सबको भी आज जब कोई बड़ी खबर होती है तो फील्ड में ही जाना पड़ता है।
UNESCO chairholder and founder, Chief Patron, MIRS MIT Pune, Professor Dr. Vishwanath D. Karar sir joined the conference via video conferencing. While addressing students, he said,
समाज को एक दिशा देने का दायित्व शायद हमारे प्रेस और मीडिया के ऊपर रहता है, ऐसा मुझे लगता है। And they are much more effective, as I said to you friends, than universities and colleges or the institutions which have been taking a mission of promoting the culture of peace. When we use this word peace, it really relates to the peace of mind and peace of heart. Body and the brain, I told you last time too, a single cell, a living cell. As the body and the brain, and on the other side we have the soul, the spirit and the mind. And we people in the universities, whether it is Oxford or Cambridge, as I said to you last time too, that we have been more keen to understand these mechanisms of the body and the brain. But unfortunately, I told you last time, the other aspect of this living cell or a living being, the mechanism I'm saying, I'm using the very specific word like a mechanism. The four centers of this living mechanism, which should have been taken into consideration like the soul or the spirit and the mind. I repeat again because I do not have any other understanding of the press and media in that sense, but I have a very sincere feeling as a teacher of engineering. I was listening to all these people very carefully, and I was expecting that somebody would make a mention of some great philosopher of India, that in the year 1893, when these words were uttered in the first Parliament of World Religions, which is trying to show the pathway of harmony and peace to mankind. Promotion and marketing is different. And Vivekananda had said that time that in this century, our India, again, गर्व से नहीं, बड़ी मन की ये जो बात मैं बोल रहा हूँ आपको, मन के साथ दिल भी जोड़ा है, ध्यान में रखो। मन और दिल, फर्क है क्या? क्या फर्क है समझने की कोशिश तो करो। मैंने कल बोला कि अध्यात्म शास्त्र, the spiritual component of life, is very, very essential to bring and make our heart and mind to experience the peace, to develop the holistic peace-loving society. ऐसी बातों का थोड़ा सा जिक्र मेरे मन में आता है, but I feel that since morning I have been trying to listen to all the words of wisdom of all these great men. and looking to the students community and the audience with great enthusiasm to understand our responsibility, our duty, and duty toward the mother, the father, the family, the society, the nation, and the whole world. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam.
The food for the thoughts of students was shared by Chief Guest Shri Satya Prakash Nayak.
जितने सारे स्टूडेंट्स यहाँ हैं, मैं इनको इस पीस के बारे में और इसके बारे में ज़्यादा कुछ नहीं बोलूँगा। आप लोग ये सोचते होंगे कि हाउ टू रिलेट, यू मस्ट बी वॉन्डरिंग हाउ टू रिलेट विथ पीस। ये कैसे हम रिलेट करेंगे पीस के साथ? हम तो पढ़ाई पढ़ रहे हैं, हमको सुबह चाहिए कितना आई बॉल्स, कितना लाइक्स, कितना व्यू, कितना व्यूअरशिप हमको मिला। तो ये पीस को लेके कहाँ हम रिलेट करेंगे? जैसा कि है ना वो शंकराचार्य की मोहमुद्गर भजोगोविंद कि बालस्तावत क्रीड़ा सक्त, तरुणस्तावत तरुणी सक्त, इसके बीच वृद्धस्तावत रोगी न सकता, इसके बीच परस्य ब्रह्म न कोपी न सकता। ये इसका मतलब ये है कि जब बच्चा था खेलने में मजा आ रहा था, खेला, जब लड़का हुआ तो इसमें प्रेम के प्रति आग्रह हुआ, जब बुढ़ापा आ गया तो उसमें मुझे रोग हुआ, मतलब डिजीज हुआ। इस पूरे बीच आई फॉरगॉट टू रिलेट टू द गॉड, इसके ईश्वर के प्रति मैंने भूल गया मेरा कर्तव्य क्या। वैसे ही आप लोग सोचते होंगे, मेरे यहाँ जर्नलिस्ट के यंग स्टूडेंट्स हैं, मैं आज भी कहता हूँ जो पीस की जर्नलिज्म जैसा हॉट और स्मार्ट जर्नलिज्म नहीं हो सकता। आप मुझे लिख के मुझसे ले लीजिए, जिसको मैं अपनी जीवन पे लगाया हूँ। जो हम पीस के बारे में बात करते हैं, हमको लगता है कि शायद ये वॉर के साथ जुड़ा हुआ है, ये युद्ध के साथ जुड़ा हुआ एक टर्म है, ये आम जिंदगी के साथ नहीं है। हम वही बात कर रहे हैं जो के जी सुरेश जी, प्रियंकर सर जी ने वही बात कह रहे थे। जब पीस किस चीज से, ये युद्ध के बात नहीं कर रहा हूं। पीस फ्रॉम भ्रष्टाचार, पीस फ्रॉम स्कैम्स, पीस फ्रॉम भुखमरी, हंगर, पीस फ्रॉम तानाशाही, पीस फ्रॉम नौकरशाही, ये सब चीजों से पीस चाहिए और इसका काम हम ही लोग कर सकते हैं।
And the valedictory ceremony of this full-fledged 3 days 4th National Conference on Media and Journalism was concluded with the national anthem.
And just like that, the 4th edition of our National Conference of Media and Journalism has ended. This 3-day event, in its own uniqueness, gave us all of our opinions, collected all of our opinions, and gave us a conclusion of how the 3 most important things of a journalist should be performed: dialogue, inclusivity, and peace. As a media student, it is very important for me to recognize the ethics and the principles all the speakers and guests provided me in this conference. Thanks for watching and keep watching Vishwa Shanti Darshan. Reporter Parnim Vaidya signing off.